Hey, how are you guys doing? It's your boy Dave, and today we are back with another video. Now, I want to just say thank you guys for all supporting my videos, pushing them into the algorithm. They've been getting a lot of support lately, and I want to let you guys know, if you do like my videos and you are new to the channel, just know that I don't just do horror games. I don't box myself into anything. I do gaming content in general, so if you guys like my content, leave a like. Come back later, binge some videos, and relax. But we got to talk about something that has been confirmed quite recently. Now, we are talking about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre official game. Now, this is my first time seeing it officially confirmed. This game has been speculated since Friday the 13th. Like, so far back then, it's been speculated. And this is my first on-screen confirmation of it, pretty much. Of course, this is IGN. IGN is clutch with the gaming news and the news in general, if I'm being honest. And I don't think this is an official, it says official game versus film comparison trailer. We're probably not going to see gameplay for a minute, but I don't know what it is where we're getting so much horror content. But hey, I'm rocking with it. I'll give my opinion as the video goes on, but this isn't a gameplay showcasing. That looks clean. The official 1974 film versus the game, that damn near looks identical, you know, minus that's a Ford. Cars back then were wildin'. It looks really good. Of course, the game looks a bit more touched up than the actual film. This was filmed in the 70s, but that's nice. That's nice. I like that. I'm not gonna lie. That's so cool. Like I said, the game is a bit more touched up than the 1974 footage, but this is cool. At least we know which movie it is based off of, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Arguably the second best. I think my favorite Texas Chainsaw was probably the one that was released in the early 2000s. The rest are trash. Oh my goodness. I'm not gonna lie, this music is creepy in this daytime. I'm scared. I'm not gonna cap. Wow. They nailed it. They nailed it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna, even though as I'm reading it, I just got confirmation of something. Oh man, this sucks. It says a multiplayer horror game based on true events. And if you guys have checked it on my streams, I've been saying for the longest, if this is confirmed, please don't make this a multiplayer horror game. Looks like it's gonna be a multiplayer horror game, or whatever people call it when they like to say asymmetrical horror game, whatever the hell that means. I'm not gonna lie, maybe I'm feeling this way because I just played The Evil Dead and I was very unsatisfied with that game. But I just simply want something that's story based, where you're playing you know, you're not playing the killer in the game. I don't want a multiplayer horror game. I don't want one because we know the story. We've pretty much seen this from. And I'm trying to piece my thoughts together. How can I say this? We've gotten Dead by Daylight, Friday the 13th, I don't know, bro. I'm like kind of frustrated by this. I'm sorry. And Evil Dead. And I know a lot of people, we've gotten those three games. And a lot of people would say, hey, they're not recent games though. You know, these are games that are a few years old and blah, blah, blah. You know, besides Evil Dead. But these are games that were, you know, getting patched and worked on from release up until now. Dead by Daylight, still a relevant game. If you want to say it's dead, whatever, cool. But it's still a relevant game, still being worked on. Friday the 13th is still a playable game in my opinion. Maybe it's not being worked on currently. Unless these rumors that it's being worked on are true. That's beside the point though. We still are playing in 2022 these horror survival games, and I feel like we need to move on from that. Is there one game that we actually get from a horror franchise where it's story based? I don't know if we do, and that's what I need. I need a horror game to where it's story based. I don't want to necessarily play as the killer, but I want, of course, the killer to be heavily tied in the movie. I want to be a regular person just going about the story. I'm not going to get into the plot and details of the story, blah, blah, blah. But I want a story-based game to where we don't play as the killer. And I want that because it opens up the door for so many things. Especially with these bigger franchises. I need this specifically with the Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th. I feel like these multiplayer horror games have replay value, but at the same time, they don't. Like after a few months, it gets old. At least with a story-based horror game, there's a lot you can go off of. Imagine if this was a story-based horror game, it was a success, and sequels were in the talks. You have more to go off of, and that can lead up to content for years versus a multiplayer horror game that lasts a few months and people just drop it. Does that make sense? I hope it does make sense. But that's my issue with it. I love the look of this game. I love the feel that they're getting with the 1974 Texas Chainsaw. But it sucks that this is not it's going to be unless they do something different. I guess multiplayer horror game doesn't necessarily mean an online survival horror game. Maybe this could be a story-based game that just happens to be multiplayer. And I hope that's the case. And can we bring back multiplayer story-based games that relate to things like this? Like, I don't know. I don't mean to sound like a hater, but it's just so unfortunate that a lot of these horror survival games are fun for a few months, then they get dropped. Friday the 13th, in my opinion, was a decent game and it had a lot of potential, but it's a dead game only because the issues with the devs and the lawsuit and things like that. But I'm excited for this game. I'm going to cover this game. I'm not trying to cover too many games at once. Of course, we're heavily covering the Corey games like Hogwarts Legacy, Gotham Knights. With Gotham Knights and Hogwarts Legacy, I haven't been covering too much because there's not much news on them. But I'm not a guy who boxes himself in. So if you guys are watching this video, like I said, subscribe down below if you just want pure entertainment. I'm not going to box myself into a game. I do anything that sparks my attention, and that's fun. But let me know down below what you guys think of this, and let me know down below also what you think about the points that I made about me not wanting a multiplayer survival horror game. It doesn't exactly say survival horror game, but I would assume multiplayer horror game is going to be based around that, unless it's story based, and I would love it. I just think we need to move in the right direction. For horror games to really get their shine, let's take these franchises and group them into story-based games so we can, if it's a success, we have sequels that could be in the works down the line, and that's going to play them. It's going to play better in the long run versus, like I said, a horror game that lasts a few months and we drop it. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time.